Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi. So I don't even know what to think about this video here. This is a weird situation. Many of you have heard the news, all right, in the U.S. And this is news that greatly impacts the Afro community and family. One moment. And honestly, this is a piece of news that literally bothers me the more I think about it. I want y'all to understand that. I want you. This is a piece of news that bothers me. And I know you're thinking, why would this news bother me? Let me discuss a few things before I go into this. All right. And this is having, I thought about this. I really put some thought into this whole situation here. And for the life of me, I cannot explain why this particular piece of news just don't sit well with me. I cannot explain how this piece of news just don't fit well with me. I am kind of at a loss, and a lot of things is turning over in my head. So let's break some things down about me. I stopped becoming a fan of basketball into the Michael Jordan era. All right. I teetered a little bit with the San Antonio Spurs and the Houston Rockets when they had Akeem Olajuwon. All right. I was more of a Robert Horry fan. Who has more rings than Kobe. I was never really a Kobe fan after the incidents of what happened with him. I was a Laker fan when Shaq was on the Lakers with Kobe. But then the way all that happened, I stopped being a fan of Kobe. Without being really don't pay it, she had a father that was guiding her. I want y'all to understand that for a second. Her extra advantage was that she had a father. She had a father that was guiding her. Matter of fact, I think that was the strength of the family of daughters that he had. It was a father who had a father who knew how to be a father to his children. And that's what doesn't sit well with me. The old proverbial, get rid of the. I believe that Kobe Bryant was literally a strong. I don't know how many others have picked up on this, but to be the basketball player and the icon amongst people that Kobe Bryant is, I want y'all to think about this. His family details outside of the setup that happened while he was playing with the Lakers, let's call it what it was, his family details were unremarkable. Think about this. Kobe Bryant's family details were unremarkable. You know how hard you have to work as a man in LA with that kind of prestige to maintain an unremarkable family. All right. I mean, we know he has daughters and a wife is because of his icon status and that people follow him. So I want y'all to understand this breakdown when I say that this man had a family that was unremarkable. The oldest daughter is still around. He won't get to have a son to carry on his legacy. All right. There's a video. If you go and look in, and I replaced it. All right. If you go and look in the last video that I put up, there is a Facebook Live video, and I reposted a link that's going to work, of Dr. Yosef Isaiah Israel. All right. The video is very, 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 very significant. And I'm promoting this dude's live, this particular one, because I think it is one of the most important videos. It is one of the most important videos that many of us should be looking at. And then when I start thinking about Kobe Bryant and the daughter and looking at how unremarkable his family life is, then I start to see a father that did not allow his daughters to be caught up in the whirlwind of Hollywood. I see a dude that married a woman that in her background would have that hardened family kind of, I mean, just a really unremarkable family. There's a lot that's going to come out about this, and that the impeachment hearings are. And it's a fiasco because a lot of Afro people don't understand crap about law. They don't understand crap about justice. And the news have gotten Afro people to be unjust to somebody and say that they don't deserve, think that they should not have any right that we thought that everybody should have. What does that have to do with Kobe Bryant? If the media could get a group of people to throw away their rights by getting them to despise another guy, i.e. Trump, who was one of the biggest friends to hip hop, Afro politicians, until he ran as a Republican, right? If people can have that much amnesia, understand, and this is my fear, if people can have that much amnesia and dislike a guy who's actually doing good things for the community as a whole. Now, let's just be clear. No one in the United States is doing what is needed, that is to repair the damage that the system in Hollywood has done to the Afro community. No, that hasn't happened. But what I am saying is that if the media could get people in a matter of no time to turn in on somebody, and they have that much power, I am saying that all the investigations and how things are going to be reported to us cannot be trusted by the normal media. This thing that has happened is weird in so many ways. I mean, weird in so many ways. This is difficult to understand. I'm sure that some stuff is going to come out. But I think this is going to be big enough that how can you trust said media ever again? That's all I'm saying. I looked at this and I'm like, wow, there is no way to respect what we're going to hear about anyone from the type of media that we have, especially when something this unusual, let's call this that, let's call what has happened unusual. This is a very unusual occurrence. All right. The impact of Kobe Bryant, his loss is not on basketball, even though these people looked up to him as far as basketball. The impact on the loss of Kobe Bryant and his daughter is going to be another Afro father who is fathering it up in Hollywood, whose family, by Hollywood standards, were unremarkable. And being in Hollywood, by Hollywood standards, to have an unremarkable family, that is saying a lot about whoever's running that family. I'm just saying. When you look at his family, he has an older daughter, his wife. When you look at his family, it seems like Kobe was in charge of his family. In Hollywood, you have an Afro man that was in charge of his family. In Hollywood, you have an Afro man that was fully in charge of his family. Y'all heard? In Hollywood, you have an Afro man that was fully in charge of his family. That was more so of a public figure. That was also in contention to have a piece of the Lakers. All right. This is a man whose impact in that he was going to, well, we're talking about the Kobe Bryant spoke two other languages other than English. LeBron speaks only English. Kobe Bryant is kind of has his own mind. He is business astute. He's politically astute. We don't even know what his positions are. All right. He's business astute. He's politically astute. He himself, understand this. He may have contracts with people, but he is not, while out of basketball, led by other people. The thoughts of Kobe Bryant, you can figure, is his own thoughts. Another thing, unlike LeBron James. All right, there has always been LeBron James, Michael Jordan comparison, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant comparison. But if you notice, these comparisons start and stop at basketball. Period. When you look at the man, the thoughtful man thing, all right, LeBron James is going to be made a billionaire because of Nike. The Nike controls him, literally controls him, controls the words that come out of his mouth, what he fights for, what he doesn't. All right. When you look at the difference, LeBron has other people that lead him. Kobe led other people. You understand? We're talking off the court. So the significance of the families, if you really think about it, if you really look at the significance of the families, this is when you get into, wow, what's really going on here? All right, let me take a time to greet everybody on here. All right, Trey Manifest, what's up? Let me say, Hawaii Hardu Guda all the way to the band, Pastas Los, Bonjour, mes amis, Ketabawani, Konnichiwa, Ni hao ni ma, Sani Bonani, Jambo Hawaii Gani, Assalamu alaikum and Shalom. Trey Manifest, what's up? Similar, what's up? Antonio Johnson, hey, what's going on? Frankie Evans. Oh, wow. And here's the crazy thing. Y'all know there are black women praising his death, saying, why care when he wasn't buying AB woman mansions and supporting them? Because all his wealth was going to a Hispanic woman. One, let me just break this down. This guy, I ain't even going to go into that. That's just another video. We'll get around to that in another video. Idolatry is a problem. But I don't think the fault was his with idolatry. I think that's our problem. What's up, Negro Sam? What's up, Pro Sense of Mind? And this is something that a lot of BAWs don't understand. A lot of men are going to start loving the one who is loving them back. What's up? Hey, what's up, Nicey Ross? What's up, GMS? So yeah, this is the problem. And this is a problem for me. I do not understand idolatry, right? Because the dude played basketball, and that's why I'm taking this thing as to what is the Terminator 8 T800. If you look at the family, all right. Now I'm gonna just say this. This is going to always be a problem with people that we idolize as a group. People will take these idols away. The media guys who were tearing this man down to put up LeBron. Right. And there's a lot of problems with this, right? There is usually the hero status people like to put dead people in. All right. There is so much tragedy that goes on once Afro men achieve a certain level of fame and notoriety. From Michael Jordan to anyone, it seems like once Afro men attain fame and money, that somehow or another the family is going to pay. The family ends up paying. What's up, young boy 24, James Covington, Antonio Johnson, Afro Troop, what's going on? So this is basically it. One of the things is I can't wait to get back to the United States where right agony and adversity for Afro men that obtain wealth and power. People are showing this cartoon. A lot of people are showing the cartoon predicting this prediction cartoon. There's a lot of people that are showing this predictive cartoon. And so there's a lot more to unravel here. All right. There's a lot more to unravel here. And now you're looking at the problems with idolatry. We got to look at a way to join together as brothers. You have so many BAWs happy that the man's life. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how bad things are for an Afro man in a community where you have a group of females that rejoice at the loss of Afro men that have decided to leave the plantation. Look at that. because I want you to understand this mentality. I want you to understand the political things. I want you to understand the character assassination of Afro men. All right. And I want you to just keep this in mind. That even when our life is gone, and this is all the more reason to leave the plantation. Even in the midst of tragedy, there are some that will rejoice simply because they wanted to rule over you having choices and options. And because you were strong enough to leave that alone, they rejoice. I want y'all to think about that for a minute. What kind of a community do we have where you have a segment of the population rejoice at the loss? I'll argue with you about who he was as a player, but I'm going to give him that. Because as a father figure, he should be seen greater than he was as a player to be able to, as I said, keep a pretty unremarkable family in Hollywood. Y'all, that's a hard thing to do. I don't understand it either, Zimalu. If there was ever a time where we needed to separate and do bigger things, there's a lot of things about what happened that's exposing other things. And one of the things is the condition of our community when it comes to idolatry. People are looking at him as a basketball player, but really look at his family. Look at his family of girls, right? And then you look at the BAW, and many are rejoicing this over this tragedy. And that says volumes. That says volume. And that's something to be talked about in another video. But that says volumes right there. When you got a group that said they the backbone, that said they've had your backs. And it's time for brothers to wake up. And that's disturbing in this, because, y'all know, I was more of a fan of the old school basketball. I did videos not liking how Kobe split the Lakers from Shaq, because I thought that was just the rebirth of all the stuff that they're trying to do now with these super teams and stuff like that. All right. All this super team stuff in the LeBron era, let's call it. All right. They had that with Shaq, Kobe, and all the rest of that stuff. All right. The game has changed to the point I don't even watch it. I don't even watch sports. I had a video where I went to the courts, and I was teaching some of the Brazilians some stuff. All right, I think there's something in that. I wouldn't mind coming back to this spot right here and going down there and see who I can teach some stuff to. Who knows where that might lead on the beach. This is a good spot. This hotel I'm in called the Scorii. All right. Scorii. All right. For the money, this is one of the best hotels I've been in. I want y'all to understand this. There is confined, restricted, impotent. Confined, restricted, impotent. Trey manifest. Trex manifest. You said a mouthful right there. Confined, restricted, impotent. All right. I'm going to just say this, Trey Manifest. I'm going to shout out to you now. And I'm going to shout out to you in my next video. I'll probably put it up tomorrow. Because you just came up with a good title. All right, you just came up with a good title and a good way to look at things. When we're dealing with the current condition of the Afro community. And again, to have the world of basketball saddened, all right, to have the world of basketball saddened, but a particular group rejoicing, that says volumes. That says volumes. What's up, ex-Kirky? That says volume about what's really going on in our community. Okay, now, so we're confirming another report that there were it has been confirmed that is basically what I take away from Kobe Bryant right there. That is the important legacy of Kobe Bryant. That is the most important legacy of Kobe Bryant. That at the end of the day, he spoke Italian, Spanish, English. I don't know how many other languages. Still not in the so-called black community, but in the rest of the world, being an intelligent Afro man is cool. As the brother said, the Scraggles are still going to despise, but this isn't for them anymore. Okay, understand this. This isn't for them anymore. I think this will show many, because this is how the Scraggles feel about an icon of many of the brothers. And if this don't wake them up, I don't know what will. Okay, if this doesn't wake them up, I do not know what will. All right, but that is the point. That the one thing that Kobe brought to all of this is that an Afro man is very intelligent. All right, and understand this. He don't have to be a mouthpiece. He wasn't. This is something else that was particularly interesting. Did you Simplified Texas Marine? Did you understand that you didn't see Kobe Bryant on as a mouthpiece for a lot of these top shows? All right. I'm going to tell you who else has a good impact on just the brothers, and that's Shaq. All right. Shaq and his principles on business. All right. And these are people that, the daggles, as they say, tried to take down or wish got taken down. Exactly, Texas Marine. All right. I watched Kobe address an audience in both Spanish and Italian. The original question was in English. All right, this is what we're talking about. And so the people that say they had our back as Afro men, as the intelligent Afro men, are clearly demonstrating that they never had it. All right, that not only did they not have it, but they despised. All right, people are looking at the basketball loss, but the loss of this particular legacy of intelligence in basketball, that's the greater loss in all of this. And it just doesn't sit well with me. The cartoon doesn't sit well. Just a lot of stuff that's going on in LA right now just doesn't sit well with me. So basically, a few hours I'm going to be reading what y'all think about this. All right.